right now on Fox 35 News at 10.
Big day in Miami tomorrow. A Florida judge will hear arguments from a half-dozen gay couples seeking to have their marriages recognized in the Sunshine State. State Attorney General Pam Bondi will also be there defending the definition of marriage between one man and one woman. Residents voted on that back in 2008. We have our power panel in the house to talk more about this. Steve Kramer with the Kramer Law Firm and Dana Harris with the Garcia Law Firm. Dana, we're going to start with you. This hearing is happening tomorrow. What can we expect to hear from these couples who are appearing before this judge?
Well, these 6 couples are essentially the representatives of Florida in determining whether or not same-sex marriage should be banned. And their argument and the thrust of the case is whether or not they should be afforded the same equal protection as others.
Okay, and Steve, I think a lot of people are confused. We know that the Supreme Court ruled back in 2013 that the Defense of Marriage Act was unconstitutional, that it violated the rights of the individual. So people are asking, despite the fact that Florida residents voted on this and they voted to keep marriage between one man and one woman in 2008, how does what the Supreme Court ruled not trump what happened there?
Well, when you're talking about the Supreme Court's ruling related to the Defense of Marriage Act, the Supreme Court didn't go ahead and say that gay marriage is allowed. That hasn't happened yet. The Supreme Court really ruled in a very limited way in applying and allowing gay couples and gay married couples to have access to federal benefits, but they didn't explicitly say that gay marriage is allowed. So this is really an issue that's working its way through the courts. If you look back just in the past couple weeks, we saw that a federal court in Utah actually overturned Utah's ban on gay marriage. So this is an issue that's really kind of developing right now.
And Steve, just to wrap things up, a long road ahead before we decide as a state, as a country, what exactly the final rule is going to be?
Really, there's 2 ways that gay marriage is allowed in Florida, ultimately. One is that the population, that the citizens of Florida choose to overturn the constitutional amendment banning gay marriage. That's one. Or the other way this happens is ultimately a series of cases work their way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court rules that bans on gay marriage are unconstitutional. And that's really the ultimate end game in this situation.
All right, well, we really appreciate your legal perspective, both of you. Steve Kramer with the Kramer Law Firm and Dana Harris with the Garcia Law Firm. Thank you both for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.